Hey guys, what's up? My name is Dan and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking all things Arsenal. We're going to be talking about our brand new signing. It's officially official now. 21-year-old Spanish centre-back Cristhian Mosquera officially joins us now from Valencia. And yeah, it's a really, really good signing. I'm really buzzing about it. Obviously, it's not the star signing that we all want, but in terms of squad building, I think we're doing really well this summer. The squad's so much better, so much bigger now than it was this time last year, in my opinion. We've obviously got a backup goalkeeper, Kepa, who can actually challenge Raya and take over if he needs to. And obviously in midfield, we've got Norgard that can cover Zubimendi, but can also cover Declan Rice as well. And that's brilliant. Obviously, you got Madueke as well that can cover Saka, and I think you can cover the left wing as well. So, squad wise, I think we're doing really well, and this is kind of like on par with that. Centre backs, obviously, Saliba and Gabriel are our first team starting centre backs. But obviously, as we saw last season, injuries to either of them, it's just Kivior taking over for them. And Kivior, I think, had a really, really good season last year. More than justified us keeping him. Obviously, before last season, maybe you could see, maybe Kivior's the one that's going to go. But he's earned his place in the squad, in my opinion. I think it'd be absolutely foolish and idiotic of the club to get rid of Kivior at virtually any price. Obviously, stupid amount, 60 million plus or whatever, is something that we couldn't turn down. But anything lower than that is ridiculous. We might as well just keep him. So yeah, we've got Mosquera and Kivior now to cover our two starting centre backs, which is brilliant. Obviously, 21 years old, Mosquera's got a lot of growing to do, a lot of developing to do, but he's already proven it in La Liga, in my opinion. And I think he's got more than enough to improve and become a top class centre back for us in the not too distant future either. I mean, Gabriel, you've got to think maybe 2, maybe 3 years at the top level left. He's getting on a bit now. Maybe by the time Gabriel leaves, Mosquera's going to be, 24-ish. Maybe he can then step into the role next to Saliba down the line, maybe. That's probably the long-term option. But in terms of this season, obviously we're going to be playing so many games. League, all the domestic cups, Champions League as well. We're going to be rotating our team a lot. Everyone's been reporting us, Arteta wanting a bigger squad so that we can change up the starting lineups and change up the subs and really change these up. We were too predictable last season. Everyone knows what our best lineup is and what our best players in each position are. To be able to change that and throw on Mosquera instead of maybe a Saliba or Gabriel and maybe Givio as well, it's only going to be good for us. Obviously, it's going to be a little while for him to bed in particular, because he's only 21, which is super young for a centre back, especially in the Premier League. So we're not just going to throw him in, but he's going to be covered for a while, I think. And here and there, starting with the domestic cup games, I think. The obvious ones. But yeah, like I said, apparently he's impressed Arteta already. He's impressed Arteta with him being at Valencia, so yeah, it's a top class signing in my opinion, and again, it's on par with what we've been doing this season. We're just filling out the squad a bit with top level raisers, if that makes sense. Even Norgard, who's I think he's 30 or 31 now, and a centre defensive-ish kind of mid as well. You think, really? But he's a Premier League captain, proven captain as well. He's come from a Premier League proven team, so even he's a level raiser, really. I mean, if we're going to have to let Jorginho go, arguably Norgard could be better for us than Jorginho was. So if we kept Jorginho anyway, so yeah, fantastic signing. So it's on par with what we've been doing this summer, which is great. Hopefully it's not the end. I think Eze could be the next one. Obviously the one that I'm ignoring right now, I should be talking about, but I kind of want to do a separate video on, is Victor Gyökeres. That's a here we go from Fabrizio Romano. All seen as well as reporting it. We've signed him, apparently. We've agreed. The last few days have just been paperwork exchanges and stuff like that. I don't think we announced Gyökeres this week. I think it'll be probably next Monday, I think. I could be proven wrong. They could do it over the weekend during pre-season tour maybe, but I feel like they're not going to announce it till next week. Mosquera as well, it took a while for him to be announced. Obviously, his photo got leaked with the Madueke signing and that announcement. So we've known for a while, for a few days at least, that Mosquera is a done deal. But we can't do a video on it. I can't do it until they announce it because otherwise deals can go wrong in the last minute or so. But obviously this is just a bureaucratic thing. It looks like it's just a paperwork issue that's been done now, finally done now, should I say? And I think Gyökeres is going to be next, obviously. But obviously, I kind of want to get Eze in as well. If we can get Eze in, perfect 10 out of 10 window. Arguably our best ever transfer window. Um, I think it's fantastic. In pretty much every position we've improved upon. The squad will be so much bigger and better. And yeah, like I said, we could change things up a little bit. And maybe Trossard leaves. I mean, I don't think Martinelli leaves. I think Arteta absolutely loves Martinelli. I think he sees the potential in him. Um, Trossard, given his age, given the fact that Trossard's mainly a bench player anyway, he comes off the bench and does really well for us, to be fair. But he's still, I would say, a bench player now. That's not a derogatory term at all. Trossard's been an absolute legend for us. But yeah, left wing, if we do have to let a left winger go, it's going to be Trossard. Um, Even though I think we probably would get more money for Martinelli just because of his age, but yeah, I feel like Trossard could leave. I think we could sell some more players. I think Reece Nelson, even though he pressed in the game against Milan in Singapore, I think he could still leave. Um, I don't. I think Nelson's a brilliant player and he could do well and he could challenge Martinelli out on that left wing. I just feel like he's too injury prone. I feel like he probably needs a bit of a step down in terms of a Fulham or maybe a mid-level Premier League team and then just get game time and hopefully he can stay fit. I still feel like he's going to go. If he stays, cool. Brilliant. I mean, obviously, that's a decision that Arteta has to make and all the coaches. And if that's the decision they go with, then I'm like, okay, well, I don't know better than them. So they obviously know what they're doing. But I feel like Nelson's still going to go. I feel like Trossard's going to go. Some other players as well. But like I said, I think Gyökeres is done deal now. And yeah, hopefully we can get Eze in. Rodrigo, I feel like Rodrigo's probably a step too far for me. But you never know. Yeah, maybe we're alone for an option to buy next season. Maybe that could do. Maybe we do. Maybe we do splash the 80 million euros on him on top of getting Eze. For me, if we get Eze, obviously if we get Gyökeres over the line, which apparently has been the most frustrating thing to follow this entire summer. I've done my best to kind of ignore it, but still it's there. Gyökeres is the first thing that everyone talks about when it comes to Arsenal over the last 2 weeks, or maybe even 3 weeks. So it's difficult to ignore, but it has been frustrating, to be honest with you. But hopefully we can get him over the line. If we get Eze done as well, for me, and that ends up being the only players that we get in, brilliant. Perfect, even. I think it's our best transfer window ever, like I said. And, I think we go into next season so much stronger than we did last season. I think Rodrigo would be the icing on the cake. It would have to mean that either Trossard or Martinelli leave. We can't keep both of them and get Rodrigo. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Rodrigo. But I feel like Eze's the one that's next. And that's Gyökeres next. Get Eze in after that. And then, if we can do a madness with Rodrigo, I think he's going to go Liverpool or somewhere else. There's a funny link linking into Spurs, which is absolutely funny as there's no way in hell, even if Spurs have the money for it, I feel like Rodrigo's still going to be like, no, it's Spurs, isn't it? But yeah, it would be funny if he goes to Spurs, but yeah, even if we get Eze in, it's a perfect window for me. Let me know in the comments what you think about Mosquera. Obviously, we've known for a while now that everyone knows that we've signed him. We were interested in him a long time ago. We've signed him now, and we finally announced it. But we signed him a few days ago. That's what I'm trying to say. Let me know what you think about him. Obviously, he's 21, so you kind of can't rely on him too much because he's young, but at the same time he's promising, and we want to develop him, so we need to give him game time as well. So it's managing that is going to be interesting this season to watch. Let me know what you think about Kivior as well. Some Arsenal fans want to sell him. I just think that's the most idiotic thing ever. I think we should keep him. There's no point getting Mosquera in and then selling Kivior. So what's the point? One centre back. Kivior did a really good job, to be fair, covering both centre backs last season, but we still suffered from it. It's still a detriment because we kind of need another centre back as well. And like I said, the more players you have, the more chance Arteta has of throwing up different lineups and being a little bit more unpredictable. Over the last year or two, we've become way more predictable, and we've suffered from it, especially in the league. Maybe not so much in the Champions League because we did quite well last year, but in the league we've become a little bit too predictable, and we need to change it up a bit. Maybe where we're going to play Eze, where's Gyökeres going to play, and who we're going to have on the left hand side on the wing, and which midfield combination are we going to have. We've got loads of choices now, and even the centre backs. Which centre backs are we going to be playing? Which rotation is going to happen? We've got lots of right backs and lots of left backs, so. Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch this season. But let me know what you think about this signing, of the signings we've made already. Madueke, Kepa, Norgard, and now Mosquera, and obviously Gyökeres as well. Everyone's got to have a comment on Gyökeres. And yeah, do you think we could get Eze? And also, do you think we could get Rodrigo? But yeah, anyway, I'm looking forward to doing the Gyökeres video. It's going to be absolutely outstanding. I can't wait to talk about him. Everyone loves the striker, and it's the first top class striker we've had. Out and out striker since Aubameyang. That fizzled out. That didn't end so well, but when we signed Aubameyang, it was the best thing ever, and that first year or two with Aubameyang was brilliant. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to talking in depth about my opinion on Gyökeres and how he's going to do and where he's going to play, and can he score a lot of goals in the Premier League. I'm looking forward to talking about that, but I'll save that for a Gyökeres specific video. So yeah, anyway guys, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it, and like and subscribe as well. I really do appreciate that. Comment as well, because I reply to all the comments. And yeah, much love to you guys for all the love that you showed the Madueke and the Norgard videos as well. Brilliant, I mean, absolutely fantastic, especially the Madueke one. Loads more views than I thought I was going to get. Obviously, Madueke was a bit of a controversial signing at the time. I feel like once we've got Gyökeres and maybe an Eze over the line, I think Madueke deal won't be so controversial, but it's just the timing of it. If we'd got those two signings done first and then Madueke last, I think it would have gone down better with the fans. Maybe that's the reason for the massive amount of views, but I don't know. But if you watched that last video, really do appreciate it. It's fantastic. It's just amazing. I was like, oh, holy moly, like it's so many views. Yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks very much for that, and yeah, have a really good rest of your week and really good weekend if I don't speak to you beforehand. And yeah, I mean, I've got work over the weekend, early next week, so my next chance to do a video will probably be Wednesday. I'm kind of hoping that's the day we're going to, I'll get to talk about Gyökeres, but we'll have to wait and see on that. But let me know what you think about the pre-season game. Obviously, the Milan one's just happened. Decent 1-0 victory. Again, we could have lost this game 5-0. It doesn't really matter. It's just about pre-season and getting the players up to match fitness. So winning it 5-0 is not a massive achievement either. But having said that, it's always good to get a win. It's good to get the fact that we controlled the game very well and played really well. But let me know what you thought about that game. The players, the youngsters as well, in that game as well. And yeah, anyway guys, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend as well, and the weekend as well. And yeah, thanks very much for watching guys, and I'll see you guys very soon. Adios.